To think that an unincorporated town in Nebraska of just 11 people could be contributing to the destruction of so many lives on the Pine Ridge Reservation and in the very streets of Whiteclay is unconscionable. It is imperative that we recognize that this is not just about adults making bad decisions, because innocent third parties, families, and children are being hurt. We know the figures and we know the damage. Children are being born into broken families and are exposed to alcohol and violence while they are still developing. Alcoholism on the reservation is estimated to affect over 85% of the families. The suicide rate is more than twice the national rate. Teen suicide is 150% higher than the national average, and 1 in 4 babies are born with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. People are even prostituting themselves for money to purchase alcohol, sometimes for as little as $5. And we know that sex trafficking is also taking place in the area. This is all happening despite alcohol being banned on the reservation. With 3.5 million cans of beer sold each year in Whiteclay, it is obvious that much of the alcohol that is causing so much damage is coming from Nebraska. The known national average for fetal alcohol syndrome is less than 2 per 1,000 live births, yet this entirely preventable birth defect is diagnosed in at least 1 out of every 4 children born on the Pine Ridge Reservation. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, alcohol in the mother's blood passes to the baby through the umbilical cord. This means that when a woman drinks alcohol, so does her baby. The alcohol interferes with the child's ability to get enough oxygen and nourishment for normal development. Innocent children in the womb are literally drowning in alcohol from the predatory beer sales in Whiteclay and are left with mental and physical disabilities for life. South Dakota's Department of Health and Human Services showed that in 2014, there were 312 live births in Oglala, Lakota County, which covers most but not all of the reservation. With the conservative 1 in 4 estimate, in just 1 year, that's at least 78 babies affected for life because of alcohol, because they were subjected to something against their will while in the womb. This is about more than individual responsibility, because these precious, innocent lives are being damaged by something entirely preventable and out of their control. If this were happening anywhere else, it would be addressed and fixed immediately. But because it is so far out of sight and out of mind, it has continued. We recognize that there is no easy fix to the situation in Whiteclay, but doing nothing isn't working. We must keep working instead to find a solution and build common ground, because every day families and children are being hurt, including the most innocent of all, children who are still in the womb, and it is now undeniable that Nebraska has contributed to that problem. Ultimately, Nebraska cannot fix a reservation in South Dakota, but we can work with the local government, law enforcement, and the tribe to do our part. We can clean up Whiteclay. We can tear down abandoned buildings. We can enforce the law and cut down on the violence, public drunkenness, bootlegging, and trafficking. There is no simple solution, but what is taking place here today is important, because we're talking about the issue instead of avoiding it. And that is what we must keep doing, and why we are so grateful for the tremendous efforts of so many, especially Senator Pansy Brooks, and we applaud her for refusing to let this issue fall through the cracks. It is our hope that you will consider the innocent lives impacted by what is happening in Whiteclay and keep working to find solutions, because Whiteclay is no longer just out of sight and out of mind. It's here, and we can and must do better. Thank you.